let's take a look at our map, Vito, and see which map we'll be playing on. Again, we got rid of the auto bans, which means in 7-map pool, ban, until there's still one left. So where it is Consulate for Team Empire. They were left with the choice, and they won't take Rogue to Coast.
Interesting that they would go with that choice. Now they did lose pretty spectacularly on Coastline, and they've struggled with it. But I believe Consulate's also one of their most recent drastic losses. They got 7-1'd on it, before that 7-3'd. Just not a great map for them either. Now, I know there's been a lot of discussion online, especially about now with the auto bans out of the way, Empire really needing to expand their map pool and just have a little bit more flexibility. I mean, theme park we'd love to see in there, but this is really hurting them that their map pool is not doing so great. Let's see what you guys think, though. See how many Empire fans are still sticking around for this.
They need that hope. 32% for Team Empire, 62% for Rogue. Yeah, I mean, given Rogue's performance, 100% through this, Rogue have nothing to lose in this match. So technically, as Parker was talking about this last time we were casting an EU, he's saying, like, you know what? Potentially, Rogue can just not use all the strategies that, you know, they usually reserve for LAN. And yeah, I know, obvious joke there, but I won't say it. I'll hold myself, but Rogue can just not use any of those. Prepare them for later. You know, you're going to be playing next PL season. Just hold them back and leave it to Empire. Let's see what Empire have it. Force them to use all the stress that they have in their back pocket for this. Consulate Empire, though, usually are very predictable in the way that they run this. Yeah, ban the Nomad first. Right. Interesting enough. Operator that actually Empire are running relatively frequently.
I mean, there was definitely, it seemed like a secondary main for Joystick when he wasn't playing that Ashe, which had kind of gone over to Dan. So, I mean, I don't know if they really need the Nomad that much. So I feel like they started kind of weaning off playing Nomad a little bit, but I can understand the ban there. Empire are going to go with the no Thatcher. All right.
So did they ban the Mira?
I don't know. Thatcher bans on this map just always feel like kind of a waste.
I completely agree, but it's Empire. I mean, Force and Empire's bans are relatively predictable. Empire might ban an Echo. They're deciding. They're thinking very deeply on this one. And it's a Valkyrie. All right. I like this. I like where this is going.
It's kind of this is probably the map besides maybe Coastline where Valkyrie's banned the most, I would imagine.
Now you ban the Echo and you never have to bring an IQ.
There you go.
You can play Amaru.
People still might anyways.
There it is.
All right. I don't think this is going to inspire an Amaru play, but you never know.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, I'm feeling Corey for this one. Just bring Amaru, rappel down, even though that's not even her ability. You know, down the center. And even if you want, you can rappel down the yellow staircase skylight, which is always a fantastic place to, you know, rappel down from.
Well, it's too bad we can't see Oryx in play here yet, too. That would be fun, but we will potentially see a clash. I gotta imagine that's probably gonna be 6th picked off of, though. Nope. He's using it to disguise another 6th pick? No, come on, Aces. Stop messing with this. Really doesn't seem like a great operator choice for him anyways, so there we go. That's a much better one. He's not going to be fragging out on Clash, so that does seem like a waste if he had kept that.
I don't know if people have been like watching those videos of the in-game comms of some teams, and, you know, Rogue Navi put out some...
We're getting more of those, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, for every organization watching out there, please, for the love of God, whenever, you know, something funny or even a round that was very tight, if you have the audio clips for it, just post it. It'll make everybody's lives better. It's great. Some of them are hilarious. You know, do it like something you can create funny content with it as well, right? So there's potential there, and people can just learn, right? It's always part of the whole, you know, shebang with the fans that are watching and are interested in the players they're fans of. That said, there's Rogue on the setup here. They're putting up their Evil Eyes. They're running with the Jaeger. They have the Smoke, the Mozzie, and the Whammy. Probably where we'll be seeing Aces sitting inside of the... that was not a great flashbang, but still, Scyther is tagged very low on HP. And another one. Oh, Hicks!
All right. Good start.
They dropped them. Aces gets one more. They're just peeking around the corner one by one.
Peekaboo.
Yeah, sure, you took down a Jaeger, but what does it matter?
So this is really Rogue just trying to set the pace for this. There goes Joystick as well. It's down to
Shotgun
on the floor.
There's one more from Corey. He's going for the quick reload. Don't underestimate the super shorty. Dan's low on HP. He might be a distance, but he actually wins it. He gets a 3K. Rips and Hicks are last two alive, and you'd love to have some goo mines for this one. He's got to be detected for just a second here. Hicks is he's just playing the long con here at the bottom of yellow, but Dan has fallen back. It might be impacting out. He's checking. And he doesn't see anybody downstairs. Is the Maestro. I sees him on the other side. Those holes work both ways. And it's Rips to find the last shot. Rogue playing around with their food as they find the first round against Empire, all from a window peek. They all spawned from the same location, Devin.
Yeah, adding that umbrella to that spawn, I don't think did quite enough for Empire. That was a pretty brutal start. This is really them setting the pace. And now, of course, this is the map that was classic for spawn peaks, right? That almost felt like I was watching 6 Quattro play again back in the day with Rook. Just going for those cheeky spawn peaks early in the round. I mean, hey, if you can get away with it for a whole round, that set the pace, right? As well, make Empire really feel like the pressure on, especially they're already going to be feeling pressure, right? As we said before, Rogue have nothing to lose from this. They can just play however they want and have fun with it. Obviously, they want to win, right? Because why not win and continue to stay, as dominant as you are? But at the end of the day, they can just have fun with it. And that's really going to actually be the hardest part of this for Empire, is if they can't get over that mental hump and they're putting just constant pressure on themselves, and Rogue can just do ranked things even. And yeah, sometimes it sounds like we're talking down on ranked play. But what I mean by ranked play is unpredictable play. Playing in a way that is not the normal meta for Pro League can really throw off a Pro League team. Just watch any Pro League player playing ranked on their stream and how much it can just, why was he there? Kind of things really struggle with. And if Rogue continue to do stuff like that, that's really going to make it hard for Empire, who again spawn everyone on the same spawn again. And this time a Clash just staring out the window at them. Unfortunately, they are not able to do as much damage as they would like. Oh, never mind. As I say that, Scyther's able to finish him off. So there we go. One Firebolt is all it took. And that's it for Aces. Again, Clash is not a good choice for him, and as you see it there.
Yep. You mentioned it in the last round where it was the 6th pick, and you're like, oh, maybe this is not the best op to have. But yeah, in this case, it definitely was proven. And now the whole strategy is opening up the wall. You have a Maverick, though. You have a Maverick. You can get all of it done. Look at the beautiful reverse repel. You are watching EU Pro League, by the way. So great.
Well, I like this reverse repel through the Maverick hole. It's something we don't see too often. This is a good idea. If only he can catch the player on pipes, though. That's the real struggle. He is seeing the mirror window, though, that Corey has up in security, and that's obviously going to be a problem for them as well, because he can also see that reverse repel going on. But hey, at least they got one player down. Rise almost dead as well, and then there goes Hicks.
Is that, the angle grip play from Scyther. Honestly, people underestimate that angle grip, but, a bit faster is always better. Corey was one on the side there, finally finishing him off, but at what cost? The Capitao took down the Jaeger, he took down the Clash, and was able to tag Rise low on HP. There's Rise. Okay, he hits Karzeka.
Hello.
I don't know if he was on the reverse repel or something, but there it is. Lucky shot SD. At least everybody's having fun. That's what matters. We'll always find that in the best league of them all. That's for sure.
A league of their own. I like this, just opening the whole garage door with this blowtorch. It's going to take him the entire round just to get this open at this point. This is so risky.
Who is it on Chaos that's a terrible Maverick player? I mean, we saw there was a post somewhere about it. Yeah, Shepard's going to have a rough time now trying to find this. There it is. Now you can blast open one part of that wall, but there's a Mira watching you. There's a Mira watching you from above. I thought that was the Vector Arise, but no, he's the one actually running with the TCSG. Utility is going to be blown apart there as all the Goyo shields are being destroyed one by one, and Joystick will have to pressure in from yellow. Not sure if he expects Corey, though, to be inside of the press room. Can walk in at any point in time, and that's exactly the play. Rips will find one, and all the commotion, there's the Mira, and there it is. Corey correcting his aim as he was close to hitting a teammate. At least that's what you'd expect. and gets the Ash in the end. There it is. All good.
Again, Empire just kind of getting surrounded there at the end, not really being able to fight it too. At least they were starting to be a lot more in control for part of the round. And a lucky shot managing to get, I believe it was Scyther down. But it was a great try that round. Just, again, Rogue can kind of play the way they want to. You saw Corey even on that roam, able to sneak around from behind Joystick, who, despite playing the Ash like he used to, isn't playing the Ash like he used to. It's definitely been a struggle here for them in terms of even being able to get a decent amount of map control. We are going to see we were hoping to see some welcome mats there, but Ace is he's just trying to play a whole bunch of different random operators, it seems, this time. He's going to give the Wamai over to Rise. They are going to be playing now on lobby, but I think they're just having fun with it here. I think again, I don't think they're like throwing or anything, but I think Rogue are definitely having fun with trying to kind of play the way they want. Use this as a little bit of a scrim. They're obviously going to have some time off after this as well, because they don't have to play the LAN finals now, so they don't have to prep for the LAN finals. They could just prep for if there's any kind of nationals coming up or whenever the EU league starts up, and that whole thing happens. I'm sure that'll get figured out and announced at some point in the near future, but they got some time to work with here, so they get to kind of just enjoy this match. Empire have a hell of an uphill battle, especially when they're down 2 rounds already, getting picked off for early kills. I mean, at least they got the free early kill onto the Clash last round, but that was more like a donation at this point that didn't really net them a whole lot in the end of the round.
Well, there's the preparation. 2 minutes 40, and Empire wasting no time rappelling up and taking that top floor. Again, it's an admin take. How many times, chat, you can count it with me. What's your highest number of times that you've seen Empire take from the admin side? Well, this is one of the few times they actually lose a player on that entry, as they've pretty much been figured out. You're gonna lose one player, it's Scyther, the man that did so much work in the last round, and all for nothing. That's the Capital out of play. The Zofia pressuring in from the balcony. But right now, you got a shield, you got alibi holograms, as we talked about it. Rogue like to play the alibi because of the holos and the impact shield option. But Joystick will find another, and Aces, yet again, will be lost in early stages of the round.
I'm sure he was wishing that was a Prisma that got shot there. And a lot of times it's actually Corey that's the one playing on that, and he's actually finding a second one here with Jaeger. So working a little bit better than the alibi did, although he's got an alibi to help cover him. As you saw on that deployable shield, it's actually helping block line of sight on him. So it's actually still working in his favor. So at least Ace has left something to be remembered by. They are taking good advantage of the shields here, especially if Hicks could hit his shots with 1 HP left here. Might as well throw those smoke canisters out now, because he might not live to get to use them. But Corey trying to get a little greedy and feeling a little confident.
Oh my god.
Meantime, his teammate falling down.
He's running away. Corey's actually gonna live through this, isn't he? Yeah, he dives back in. Is there anybody to collect the kill? No, it doesn't seem like it. Empire are too preoccupied with clearing the top floor, which is eventually a very good thing for them. Hicks is still down on the floor. The smoke will drop on down to the lobby, and Corey will go again. Nobody around there. He's playing a ring around a Rosie, and he's gonna go back. Unfortunately, not collecting a kill in these 2 run-outs that he's done so far with that vault.
All these things slowing down here. Rogue, though, at such low health, all they've got to do is finish off these players. Oh, as I say that, Corey goes down finally. Dan picking up the pace a little bit. Now, it's not man advantage yet for Empire, but it's getting close to that with the low health of the players, and especially if Dan can stay at least decently healthy here.
The rips is going to be very difficult to deal with. The Maestro always proves to be so complicated to just dislodge, because he's just so good at holding mouse 1. Little time left. The Habana. Oh, short on top. Oh, no, Hicks. The mistakes. Massive mistakes there from Hicks. And there's the Maestro from behind. He'll find 1 kill. Can you deny the diffuser? No. It's already been set. And Wise is close to finding the kill. He doesn't have any utility to fire against this one player behind the bomb chassis, but he'll be able to get him regardless. Rips is 1, and Kajeka swings wide to find 1 more. Rise rotating through. And in the lobby, there you go. Pre-fires 1, already down, knows what the whammy is, and whams and bunks on the hand. Round 4 is about to start.
That was It was so close too. If they've been able to stop the diffuser getting planted, I think that definitely could have been a very easy round for Rogue. But the fact they were able to get the plant down when they weren't just behind that circular desk, that made all the difference in the world because then the pressure was on. I think Corey probably got a little greedy. We didn't see how he died, but at least he was able to get 2 for that round. It was the fact that just quite a few misplays by Rogue in terms of, Ace is dying early for one thing, who's continuing to rotate through a carousel of operators. It's, again, Rogue don't have a whole lot to lose. They could just kind of play this a little bit loose. And Empire at least starting to capitalize on that a little bit better, catching players out of position, trying to punish some of the greed. Empire just really need to hold a tight ship. They need to make sure their communication's on point, that they don't get emotional at all, that they stick to their plan in terms of getting map control, holding off players from Rogue, and really making sure they do a good job droning. And we know they're a team that does so good at droning. And there's not really a lot of drone denial being brought. I mean, it's not mute Mozzie visual kind of combos. There is the Mozzie here, but again, it's not heavy drone denial. So there is the possibility for Empire to play their game in that respect. They just need to start to really work together in terms of pinches, eliminate players one by one from Rogue, and don't let them jump out on you. Obviously, the Nomad ban helped with that for Rogue because Rogue want to be able to jump out. But there are other operators that can help out with some plays, like the Gridlock, for example. Bring a Dokkaebi, bring a Lion. These are operators we don't see a ton from Empire, and Empire, we talk about their inflexibility in their map pool, but they also have a lot of inflexibility in the operator pool, something we don't talk about a lot. But on the attack side, Empire don't have a huge breadth of attack operators they play. They have a pretty narrow range of them. They will occasionally play... Oh, Shepard taking a little bit of damage. Not a great start. But they used to have joystick rotate between a Nomad and Jackal as well. So they did have a little bit of roam denial from him. But he's kind of going back to his old school plays on Ashe, which he used to be really infamously good at. But it's not really working out that great for them, to be honest. They really need more flexibility. I remember when they used to bring a little bit of Lion, especially on Coastline. Yeah. I think that was good. I think they could go back to doing some of that in terms of stopping some of this frantic play we're seeing from Rogue. Ooh, a lot of pre-firing as well coming out here. They know that what Empire doing an admin take? Who could have seen this coming, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not something we see every single time and have seen for the past, year and a bit. So I know, everybody, hold your confusion hats on your heads.
Confusion hats, huh?
Yes. We're firing around the corner, and there's nobody to answer. Rogue are just sitting behind their shields in the meantime. And they're delaying as much as they can. Barricades are even being set up here just to delay even more. Smoke can fall back. There's a hatch open next to him, but this is wasting a lot of utility from Team Empire. Flashbangs all around. They're not really burning anything. And the smoke is setting up. He's gonna need to use maybe one more canister to cover his escape. The Zofia is looking at connector right now, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, that's it. Dan is looking all the way down. He goes for the quick pre-fire, but it's already too late. The smoke, smoke's so close to taking down Aces, his own teammate. The ADSs are still up, and they're still trying to support the 2 players in. That's explosive go in. Yes, it will. And the smoke up on Dan. This is the time to fall back. There's no reason for you to stay inside a projector right now.
Yep. Well, falling back, they will have to do at some point here. But if Hicks can just continue to hold this out and not get grenaded, he's burning a ton of utility. He also has... Oh, there we go. Finally, Empire getting a good kill that they needed from Dan. Ace is low on health as well, and he's been dying early, so take advantage of that and finish him off if you can. He probably still has a C4 in pocket as well, so that would be a great kill if they can get it off. And there he goes. All right, Empire now. This is if they just play their normal game. They play the way they know how to play. This could be a pretty easy Empire round, but Karjeka, next fall, he's been such a good buck player as well, but 9 seconds left to make this happen. Doesn't look like this is going to be possible. You just see Denial here on Spiral Stairs. Rise taking up the spot here of Smoke inside meeting. He's going to get pushed, but nope. Pushing back. Rips takes down Joystick, but Dan gets Corey in the meantime. Scyther gets one, traded on to Shepard from Rips. All down to this 2v1 Rips. Now post-plant, going to have to pull this back. He does know there's at least one upstairs here with him, but he does know he's inside connector. Trying to use the Havana Hole to his advantage. Can't quite find it. He's going to push somewhat blindly into this, expecting someone inside bathroom. He's going to be making a lot of noise creeping around. He is crouch walking, but he's a very loud operator as well. Fire there to deny pretty much nothing, as he's not going to be trying to get across. He's going to be looking for the angle. There we go. Nice peek by Dan. Rips falls, and Empire finally bringing it back in control. Despite early advantage, did start to get a little out of hand there towards the end of the round, but again, post-plant scenario. Once they're able to get that plant down in lobby, they're able to make it work. So lobby definitely the weakness here for Rogue.
Definitely so. It looks like Empire, the moment that they're able to get into the lobby, then it's all fine. They take their time clearing that top floor, but man, it was at least necessary at some point, and you're wasting so much time for it. Rogue also lost players in positions they shouldn't have. They lost like 2 players in Projector for no reason. They just got greedy. Just fall back. There's no point. You were losing all of this because the plant went down. Empire, by the time the plant is down, are already in good post-plant positions. Deny it first. That's the play.
Well, we'll see if they can keep this up here. We're going to see Aces again switching operators, and we're going to see Rips on the pulse. Something they could have here to at least get a little intel on where the attack's coming from. But Empire are nothing if not predictable on their attacks. Gee, I wonder if they'll all spawn over by that umbrella again. So we'll see if that gets capitalized on. They are going to bring the Goyo to slow things down a little bit as well. They have been bringing the Capped out consistently on Empire. That's something you don't always get to bring, is that it's often a ban. We saw it, in fact, banned last match on Clubhouse, so definitely a common one. Now, Corey last time was a little bit of a pain being able to rotate around, possibly from the bathroom, so they're going to be expecting that rotate this time when they try and take control of Yellow Stairs. But I would like to see maybe a different attack this time coming out from Empire, because it just wasn't quite working last time. But they were bringing the Maverick for that attack. This time they're bringing the Thermite to make this happen. This is a tricky play here by Corey. Could easily get caught in that tree. But hey, you know what? Go for it. This is the time to be making plays like this.
He's waiting for the call. Pulse is trying to give the call, right? He's angling it, and it comes out, and there's nothing there. Corey, mistakes were made, and utility lost. Unfortunate there. Empire with that extra bit of an edge in the early round. Shepard will go in, destroy that charge, or destroy that wall, excuse me. There's no cloud in play, so you're pretty darn safe. And Rogue, another Nectar Cell will come out, and we'll hit nobody on the other end.
It's the thought that counts. Well, at least that's going to be some Goyo shields burned, and then plenty early enough. It's only a minute into the round. If they could take out the other one by White Van right there, that would definitely make sure they couldn't rotate around. That would be a good thing to set up for some smoke cover to possibly even plant by the bottom of the Yellow Stairs, which would be a nice spot to sneak into. Of course, you've got to worry about player on pipes. Could shoot a firebolt as well with that upside down repel if Capita went on there to try and burn out behind White Van. Potentially, I'm not sure if he has any fireballs left. Looks like they're trying to burn out the Yellow Stairs instead, but nice kill on Shepard. Here we go, possible peek out from Hicks. He's just waiting for the right moment, the right call out. There we go, nice fireball. Siler's doing a great job with the Capitao, but Dan's been finding the kills. Aces again, one of the first to die. He's really just not been accomplishing a whole lot despite being, you know, this groundbreaking player, but Dan finding one more before being traded off by Hicks. He's been putting up some work. He's really trying to justify his place on this team over the last few play days. Joystick really not doing a great job of that, unfortunately, as Rips finds another. You mentioned earlier, Rips doing a good job on this team, and he's been holding his own this match, I think.
Definitely
Either
underrated.
in Korseka left. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's good to see that he found a team as well. Wasn't just stuck in Challenger League on Orgless forever. Now, barbed wire being cleared. There we go, clearing pipes. Nice job by Scythe. That was the important kill they needed to make this play happen. Still has smoke bolt, so he's going to start to use this to cover the mirror windows. And there's the kill from Corey, though. That's now going to put all the onus into him, and just not any angles left for him to play. Corey once again crushing the end of the round on defense of Garage. They need to clear that top floor next time. Corey twice now has been able to close out the round on that defense. So we'll see if they can shape things around here. But round 6, now last attack for Empire. Empire used to be better on attack than they were on defense a lot of the times. Their defenses can tend to be a really kind of lumpy is almost the way I describe them. And they're on the back foot right now. This is their last shot to try and creep up to second place, which of course we have learned G2 could actually snake from them. But I would love the tension here to mount, right? I want to see Empire tie up for that second place, because Rogue have nothing to lose, so I don't feel bad being biased in that sense of saying I want Empire to win, just because I want to see it being even more exciting for G2 next match to try and possibly get up there to knock Empire back down. But we'll see how things go. console again here. We haven't seen the Archives Teller split, unfortunately, from Rogue. Doesn't look like they want to play it. I was hoping that they would go for it, especially with nothing to lose on this map.
Look.
Oh well. Maybe
Devin.
Empire will.
Devin, on the airwaves of the past 2.5 minutes, but I'm gonna be honest here. Rogue have absolutely no reason to really try in this game. I mean,
Fun. They do.
for
They do
fun.
because they don't want to get made fun of on Reddit and Twitter. So, you know,
Yeah, but that's
honestly,
gonna happen regardless. It's
you got
the
everyone
precedent.
out there watching. Make sure you make fun of them for every mistake they make during this, just so they feel bad for any, you know, so they play more seriously.
No.
But you gotta do it during the match.
Look, man, I don't want people, you know, talking crap about Maurice.
Look, Aces loves a good jab on social media, so just target him. He's a great sport about it. He loves to be criticized.
Yeah, don't we all? Personally,
Yeah.
I'm a great fan of being criticized.
Corey-
That's big
Corey's
for
good
every
on Reddit,
tiny
though.
thing. Yeah, but it's Corey. Corey, you know, he was number 2 in the King of Reddit, you know, thing that they had. We all know that Ewan is number 1 for Reddit, so it's fine. Try as you.
It's fine.
But here it is. There's a Claymore out. Unfortunately, the entire wall here is soft, so Empire know what's up. They know that there's one player sitting in the back, something Rogue that I've been doing very constantly. Rogue is Corey. He's going to get tagged down around 75 HP.
There shouldn't be a minute-long fight over garage when it's top floor. This shouldn't be happening right now.
No, not at all. You're delaying. That's the best thing about it. You don't actually need to run out. Just waste time. He's going to use a Nitro Cell, the old school rotation. By the way, for people that don't remember, in the first year, for at least a major part of it, impacts did not exist in the game, so Nitro Cells will use for rotation holes. There's Aces with a kill on a Dan, and the vault out, but he's predicted Sider holding these 2 windows for literally the past 4 rounds.
I feel like Aces felt bad because he wasn't the first death, so he threw himself out the window. He's like, I gotta kill. Okay, now I gotta make sure I'm the first death on my team. Quickly throw myself out the window. It's like you were in the bathroom, just flush yourself next time. But either way, it's, you know, early kill for him. Corey also is still a bit lit up, but damping down. And Dan was putting up a lot of work for the team, so that's definitely gonna hurt things here. They're really putting a lot of pressure on areas, but not accomplishing a lot of kills. And this is a big problem for Empire. They're wasting tons of bullets just trying to get some kind of control. You saw it down on the garage. Now you're seeing it through the skylight. You see the angle being held on the window here as well from Shepard. Oh, he saw the arm. He knows the player's there, but just they're not getting a whole lot out of here. They've got utility. They've got grenades. They've got ash breach charges. They've got the firebolts. They had some lifelines as well. You hear the Wamai actually, I think, possibly picking up the Capitao Firebolt. So good to see that counter actually working, potentially saving the player's life at the top of yellow stairs. But this is really going south fast, as now there's only 30 seconds left, and not a whole lot happening for Empire. At least Hicks gets down to finally finish off. Karjeka gets 1. Trade it back. Joystick inside there to finish it off. Empire, just the last 30 seconds there, finding every single kill they needed. Maybe Rogue got bored. I don't know. They seem to get a bit out of position. But at the end of the day, Empire, 3-3 on the half. Not great, especially when there's a lot on the line for them, but still doable. Now it's defense on Consulate. Defense on Consulate, especially with Nomad Band, a lot of flexibility to go crazy on the roam. Making sure to bring the Mute Mozzie, I think, is a great idea here, especially along with the Wamai Jaeger, to really stall things out. Aces, I actually hope you're going to bring the fuse. And I want to see you actually kill yourself with it.
He locks it in.
The current shrapnel system does make it very risky because it is very common to somehow kill yourself.
What do you mean? It's flawless, working as intended.
I don't know what's going on with it exactly because we don't have like some way to like get weird visible indicators that show us how it's working and things like that. But it definitely
Nobody knows
at the moment, Fuse is tricky to get away with.
Well, there it is. Fuse, Pro League set is available.
I'm starting to wonder if Aces just has random on. Like he's just clicking random every round.
Let's be honest though. I think we've learned this from NA. When you have, a nice skin or elite set, you might as well use it. You kind of have to use it. It's like with the M4, You use the DMR because, you got a good skin for it.
You know what? He used it very well though.
So, yeah, there it is.
We're talking about the same player.
Yes, we are.
That was good play with that DMR. We'll see the Wamai played again, and I'm glad to see Wamai get some play. Now, I know a lot of people don't necessarily like Wamai because of what he does to this whole 20-second mana sort of thing, but I think as he is an operator himself, now his synergy makes him very strong, but I think as operator himself, he's a great operator in this game, and I think we needed an alternative to Jaeger for a long time. The only problem is we're not seeing him as an alternative to Jaeger, we're seeing him as an addition to Jaeger. It's not like Mute Mozzie where you often see one or the other. The fact that we see Wamai almost always with Jaeger, I think is kind of contributing a little bit to the problem. Maybe we'll see the 2-2 Jaeger or sort of thing make a difference on that. I think likely not. Fuse cluster charges coming out, speaking of clearing utility for Wamai and Jaeger. He does get a little bit punished on the second one. Actually might have got hit by his own fuse puck, I think. I don't think that was a shot. I think one of the pucks might have shrapnelled him. He's got one left. But this is what I want to see. I want to see Fuse actually be really useful in clearing out utility. I think those are two operators that are underused and both bring shields is Fuse and Monty. Maybe we need to see Fuse shields. Maybe that's the thing we need to see.
No, we don't. We saw it in the past. There it is.
It's a Wamai barbecue.
Oh boy, literally the operator that's designed to counter the Capitao.
Well,
outplayed. Yeah. But here it is. Dan from below. Great angles. You can hold that bathroom from I forget. I said from the ground floor, and all will be well. Fortunately, the Maverick is turning around the wrong moment. There's one player that can walk up those yellow stairs and do a ton of work at any point in time. But his joystick dropping down to the cafeteria. Gonna playing up from garage into yellow stairs. And Corey knows he's got some info. But can he do anything? There it is. Joystick with one on to Hicks. And he runs back down into garage. Shepard and the rest of the squad are holding on to the top floor. In the meantime, awaiting Joystick's return. The Thermite missing every single shot, but what is it? You got the Alva, 22 more bullets left. He's spraying around the corner here as Rips will finally find Scyther. Dan with one more on a Corey to make it a 2K for Dan, but it's on Rips. He's sitting inside a bathroom. He'll find a headshot onto Dan. But this is only delaying the inevitable, potentially here. Joystick is walking back. Even stumbling on my words, Devin. It happens.
Well, stumbling is definitely what's happening to Rogue right now. Rips at less than 50 HP, got no grenades left. He's got to make this happen against Shepard, who can just smoke him out. And Joystick, who's finally on Jaeger, and he'll probably be doing better on Jaeger than he was doing on Ash. So, tough spot to be in. You see him trying to decide which way to even go. He's already struggling trying to get the vault through the hole. He might not have cleared enough of the hole as well to be able to get the vault all the way through. Just trying to bait out the player. 16 seconds left to work with. Finally makes, all the way down. That's going to hurt things. That is round over in my mind here. He's not going to win these fights the next 7 seconds unless Empire throws. A little bit of pre-fire, but it's pretty much over. He's going to go for the plant just to delay things before it's 0-0. Tries to bait it out and gets nothing for it. So Empire finally bringing it back a little bit here. So they get a little bit of advantage on their very first defense.
So Devin, you'll have to excuse me, as apparently sometimes my computer decides to be like 17 minutes delayed in comparison to what you're seeing. Even though I'm
write me an email with what you want to say about the match.
Honestly,
that's happening.
I'll AOL you.
Yeah, Amy. Speaking of bad plays, is Aces really going to do this? Is he trying to channel Corey? No, I think he's baiting it out to make it look like it's Corey doing it.
There it is. I like it. People might think you're like, hey, what is this logo on top? First of all, there's some way to explain all of this in the chat. Number two, it's Aces, and he's trying to have fun, and he's bringing the fuse, and he wants the delay, and he brings the smoke. You know, you can say the tactical reasoning, but
I don't think fuse is a bad thing. When you're seeing Goyo being brought, all these other shields, Wamai, Jaeger, all this barbed wire even, like, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's tricky to get away with. Personally, I think it's even stronger when Castle's in play, because that's one place you can safely do it. I mean, it is possible to shoot it through the castle. Like, as soon as it starts going off, you can kind of hit it through the small hole. It's trickier to do than, say, a wooden barricade. But that's really the rounds where you want to bring it out. It's the rounds where you see those castle barricades going up. Nonetheless, though, Aces is dying very often early in the rounds anyway, so might as well bring a little extra fun. You know, a little party popper for the windows. And in this case, you could probably get it on the floor in piano.
Reminder still, the AK-12 is an absolute beast of a weapon.
Yeah, probably the
Let's be
least
honest.
played good weapon in this game just because it's on Fuse. Maybe, do you know how people complain about recycling weapons? Maybe that's what they need to recycle, is that going on to a new attack operator. Then people wouldn't be complaining.
It's a good gun, man. It's a good gun. A very long rifle. That's pretty much it. There's another drone being ferried in from Aces as he's going to scout the setup. You already know, is there somebody behind pipes? That's usually your question. When you go in, he's not going to use his charges on piano yet, but no, it's just to open up the barbed wire there. And there's double thermite charge going off. All good to go. Grenades should be sailing at the back to hit anybody beside that white fan. And the AK-12 just firing down the sight. Again, no utility actually being used here by Aces, but he at least has those smokes to use.
Yeah, he also lost, Aces lost both of his drones very early as well, which was not a great start. But hey, he's getting a kill with the AK-12, as you mentioned. Traded back by Joystick, though. He's very low health now. But that doesn't necessarily always matter. If you're the Jaeger on the roam and all you're doing is just constantly making them watch their flanks, that could be enough. Smoke is going to do a little bit of damage to Rise, though. He is out of flashbangs, and doesn't matter as much, though. They don't need to clear ADS with no Womai. The Captau's able to do his job, which they are also playing. Firebolt actually working against him.
Oh, no.
Directly into it. Corey finds the kill on a Joystick in the meantime to finish that off, and it is now a 3v3. Slight advantage here, I believe, to Empire, I guess, depending on how you round out those HPs. As you have two full health operators here, and Karzeka being a strong operator on that Goyo, along with a nice thick operator here of the Alda carrying Maestro, who is now low on health. Rips gets Shepard in the meantime. Rise falls immediately after due to a Goyo shield. Scyther gets the kill, and it's now down to Karzeka and Scyther versus Rips, who does at least a little bit of damage. Drops Karzeka down to the ground. Doesn't necessarily know he's finished him off, so he's looking for the body. In the meantime, though, that's going to be a nice distraction. Doesn't work, though. Nicely done.
Rips, the plays, so good.
And that's only going to continue to hurt Empire's chances at that big prize. I mean, it feels kind of bad. Like, it almost feels like Rogue kind of bullying in a way, because they have nothing to lose from this, yet they're like stopping Empire from getting a bigger prize. Like,
hey man,
it feels a little bit like bullying, but hey, I mean, Na'Vi earned their spot. Just would have been better if they could have defended it properly today.
So, as we continue, maybe I'll be able to recover the past 15 minutes of play.
Yeah, maybe you'll catch up and see last round soon.
Honestly. Yeah, I was reacting to a clutch that happened in the round before, by the way.
Yeah, everyone has to keep in mind as well. Obviously, we're in different time zones, different areas. We have to go
But I'm
across
super
transatlantic
close to the
cables.
studio.
That's the irony, right? Of course, is that
Honestly.
but it happens. We tend to get a little bit off.
How does this happen? Devin is watching from the other side of the planet in California, and I'm sitting like that's a 5-minute drive.
I'm actually in the studio right now.
Honestly, I'm 5 minutes away driving from the studio, and still nothing. All right, I see how it is.
It's a crazy world we live in. It's quantum tunneling and all that. We'll see a similar lineup come out on defense here again. But we will not see Aces bring the fuse this time. He's going to continue his operator roulette, and he's going to be bringing the Ash this time, something we saw quite a bit from Joystick. Not to a lot of success, but Joystick himself is going to be back on the Jaeger, which I think is a good choice. He didn't get a whole lot of value out of it last round, but I think the important thing is that he tries to make sure he's able to roam effectively, and this is a good map for him to do that on, as long as he can stay fluid, and they're not bringing any roam denial. So he should be able to do that, especially if they don't bother to do a whole lot of roam clear, because this is Garage. They have Captau, means they can pressure directly, especially with the Maverick as well. You don't necessarily have to clear anywhere else. You can, in theory, just use the Maverick to help the Thermite open, or even just use the Maverick himself to open the walls. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. We've actually seen no Kaed being played at all this match.
It's true.
Despite the Thatcher ban, which
by the way,
really leads into that.
I don't know if you've been checking, but chat has been singing in the meantime. Do you have any song requests for chat to be singing right now, Devin?
No, we could always use a little more West Virginia. Oh, nice kill, Dan onto Rise. Got his job done though, so a little bit too late, unfortunately. But we'll see if Rips can get any trades back. So far, Empire untouched. Barbed Wire doing a little bit of work there and slowing him down, but looks like we might actually see Aces trying to clear the top floor. He's got Joystick to worry about, of course, potentially on his flank in Piano. Here, a lot of the Maestro Evil Eyes as well, trying to do some work. Possibly that's what did a little bit of damage to Rips. He's actually Corey back on the long angle. He's got that ACOG on a very nice assault rifle, but no one peeking him just yet. In the meantime, Aces falls to Joystick, so that did work out with the Piano flank. Fortunately, that means Piano's still going to be under control of Joystick, and you see Corey trying to rotate around to stop that. He's looking to see if Joystick gets a little greedy, goes for a peek, going to try and get a little higher elevated position to get an angle in, but Diffuser now being trapped very close to Garage and actually being watched upstairs by Dan, who has a C4 in pocket as well. A little hard to throw it down, but Rips in the meantime takes down Karzeka. So now advantage Empire. Despite that, they have 4 men alive, full health. Joystick going to possibly go for a run out there again. There's no Nomad because it was banned against Empire. So he's considering it, but pre-fire is going to stop him from rotating out. In the meantime, things are starting to dwindle down in time. Hicks may still have some smoke bolts left. Hard to say because we're not expanded view at the moment. But they at least have the wall up. There we go. Thank you for the expanded view, Marcio. So he does have 2 firebolts and a smoke bolt. So if he does not use those before he dies, he's making a huge mistake. Literally a grave error. But still time left to happen here. But as they get down to the desperate seconds and he starts firing off a smoke bolt, it's going to be pretty obvious they're going for a push. That's where C4s and smokes are going to come out. They need to make a push sooner than later. But here's the flank. Rips and Corey trying to go around from behind Cafeteria. Was read here by Shepard, who's able to stop it a little bit. Smoke bolt does come out from Capital. Does a little bit of work in helping Hicks get around the corner. Only going to die to side. There's Alda. A lot of plays here coming around, rotating into security office. Joystick trying to hold it off. But at the end of the day, time wins out. And fortunately for Rogue, they cannot close out another round. Empire finally win Garage, their second defensive win. So now they finally have a point advantage. Now Empire 1 point away from getting to match point. But they need a win, not a tie. So they need 2 more rounds. Now Rogue are, of course, in a position to be the speed bump here. How hard they're going to push that, we'll see. But it's up to Empire to really play smart here because the closer you get here, the more chips are on the line, because a tie will not do.
Okay, Devin, let's see if I'm actually at the right time right now. 3, 2, 1, 0. Makes sense. Ahmad was stuck by Aces. Maestro.
All right.
I'm back. It's good to go.
Back, baby.
All right. So Team Empire now, again, as you said, 1 point all they need to take 1 point, but as we mentioned before, they need all 3 to get higher up and defeat Na'Vi in the standings. G2 can still make it to the second spot. We talked about it before. Made mistakes, but it's fine. We'll correct it because apparently people get so super salty. But here it is. If both Team Empire and G2 win their games today, because Na'Vi lost and didn't get a single point, it means that G2, off of the overall round differential, make it to that second spot and will be the second team out of Europe within the top 2, of course, after Rogue, which would be the first time G2 have made it to PL finalists, if they existed, in a few seasons now.
Yeah, now keep in mind, of course, that's not up to us to decide all that. It's up to the admins. We're just quoting what they said. Ace is gonna drone before he goes in. You hate to see an Amaru player that doesn't get into the building in the first 30 seconds. Feels like a little bit of a waste, but they're going to try and clear out a little bit more first. Joystick, in the meantime, has taken a bit of damage at least. This is getting a little dicey. They're trying to actually find some way to get into the building quickly. Go for a little bit of a rush, but they're giving away a lot of position information here. And there's Wamai doing a good job. Dan finding another kill. Dan definitely showing up. Like I said, he's had some off days and some on days, but it feels like he's trying to correct those off days and make sure that he always shows up at the team. He was Rookie of the Year for CGG at one point in there, and definitely proven he's worth it. Nice grenade snag there by Jaeger ADS.
So, Corey, he's looking for someone that will mind to peek around the corner. And there's Aces. He's ready on that rooftop and can find somebody going in for the run out. Bryce taking a bit of damage as Kajika has successfully moved into the bathroom. But the walls are open. He's going to chuck in one of his magnets. Should be a spot here from Corey. He knows it, but Kajeka hits the shot. The yaw connects, and the headshot was all that was needed here. Rogue losing 2 players before even coming down on the site. Somehow, the Wamai sticking inside the bathroom is what is winning this round for Empire. You never expect that. Habana holes be damned. Then Joystick will find another one. Rise at 60 HP. He's got to be counting his stars right now. Shepard dropping low to find on Repel. Nobody on the balcony as Rise shuts down Dan. But it might be just delaying the inevitable here, Devin.
Well, this is definitely running a little low on time. 50 seconds left or so. Diffuser finally picked up as it took them a while to decide they were ready to do that. Now this is where you wish you had Aces still left alive to repel that diffuser into sight when they could cover for it, but not a ton of utility left to work with here. The flashbangs all gone. Lifelines, I believe, completely dwindled as well. Just 2x Kairos aren't going to buy you a whole lot against 4 defenders, especially strong defenders like we see here. Thank you for displaying all that utility. I'm a big fan of having that displayed all the time, but I can understand it takes up a lot of real estate on the screen. This is where they're just trying to find players at this point, and this is where they wish they hadn't burned so many drones. Unfortunately, I believe all their drones are dead, yep. And we saw Aces again losing his drones early, so I can imagine a lot of the other players' drones, which are not indicated when they're dead, are probably also gone. And there's a nice kill and a finish from Scyther. So Joystick and Scyther also doing a lot of work. I wish I had stats in front of me real time, but I think Scyther's been doing pretty well this matchup as well.
We'll be able to see at the end here. Scyther, 10 kills. Dan, 13 kills. Rips, 14 kills.
There we go. Scyther is. That's what you like to see. Rips, though, definitely showing off. Well, now we get to match point here. So this is where it's doable now for Empire to bring it home. They've just got to make sure they don't lose these next 2 rounds. If they could just win this one more. Now, Lobby is the one that they were able to successfully attack every time. So, if they can not show the same weakness that Rogue showed, but of course, this is their 3rd bomb site. So, chances are we might see them lose this round and then pick up the next one for a 7-5 finish.
Look, Rogue were awful at their defense on Lobby. It was easily shut down by Team Empire because all they did was just go up their usual admin take and from there take their time, but there would still be left with a minute to plant in Lobby, and they did it. People talk about the 20-second minigame all the time, but it doesn't really seem to matter that much in here. And yeah, just go for a plant in Lobby. You're set. You're already in post-plant positions. You don't have to fear anybody, and you have the advantage. You got your rifles, you got your ACOGs. Advantages aplenty. What will Rogue do is the big question. They got Corey still running the Maverick here. As maybe there was another site expected, but you know, with Empire cycling through the rotation, this definitely should have been the site that you can go to in the end. Well, there was one round that Rogue was able to win. That's due to Rips's excellent play down in Garage. Aces takes a lot of damage early.
Not great.
And I'm not sure if he was tagged by a TCSG or something, but maybe it was Scyther. Not too sure where Aces spawned in, but you know, he's not doing hot today. He's 3-5 to 10 deaths.
This is definitely one of his worst, if not his worst play day, but I don't think he cares. Oh, nice shots. Shepard taking a bit of damage there. Fortunately, it wasn't on the head or he'd be dead.
Aces will find one on a Dan. Even he takes the damage, and he's down on the floor, but Kajeka will go for the finisher. Ash for the Aussie. Yeah, right now it's kind of an equal trade with the utility that the Ash still brings in.
I wouldn't say it's an equal trade, though, because Dan's been doing a heck of a lot more work than Aces has.
Good point. Good point. There's one flashbang, or one flash coming out. There's a second stun, too. And Rips is walking up the hallway, or walking down the hallway here by the long desk. He knows there's one player inside of the bathroom. He's going to ferry his drone to the other side. Actually setting one at the top of the staircases. Hicks will find Joystick downstairs in the atrium. Kajeka falling back down the yellow stairs. There's just a lot of fire being shot down Empire's way. Maestro with the evil eye is going to get some information as to whereabouts of his opponents, but nobody from Rogue is pushing in at the halfway mark to have complete map control pretty much, and all that's left is actually going for the plant. The amount of damage done to the Empire players, definitely possible for Rogue.
Yeah, this time, at this point, they just need to burn as much time as possible. Finally, around where Capitel's not being brought does mean no smoke coverage. They are going to start to grenade players out of position if they can, but no, a one gunfight by Scyther. That's going to turn things around to now a 3v3. However, a minute left is more than enough time to finish off Karjeka or Shepard, or even Scyther himself, all of them very low health here. However, they're taking control of lobby. This is where they need to pressure that bathroom to at least long enough to be able to get someone across the way to start planting at the side of the circle desk. A nice flank attempt, but Scyther reads into it. Rips goes down.
Where's Rise? He dropped all the way down and now he's walking back up. Hicks will find one kill on a Scyther and it's a big kill. But Shepard is set below. Karjeka has a Nitro cell as well. There's a lot of possibilities here. Here's a Nitro out. And it should connect. Oh, shot in the midair.
What?
Great play from Hicks. Even with one drone left, Karjeka is going to find a kill on a Rise. Little information left here in this 1v2. Hicks has no utility left. And Empire only need this one kill to stay in the fight for the #2 team in EU. Shepard at 50 HP, Karjeka at around 20. There's a quick peek. The angle grip on the Zofia is definitely going to help in this. And he's close up. He knows there's one in bathroom, and they might be splitting to run at the top. There's one diving out of the window. Is there anybody above him? He needs those 7 seconds. Hicks gonna get the 3K. One onto Karjeka. Last is Shepard, and he's gonna lose the gunfight. No time left at the end there. With 8 seconds in, you barely had enough time to run back to the diffuser. It would have been close anyways. Hicks just holding things down, and big problems there from Team Empire. Not pushing together. Big mistake there.
Like I said, it was likely to go down to this possible 7-5 outcome because lobby has just been a big problem for these teams to defend. At least now, though, they have the opportunity to go back to Garage and make this a lot more doable for them to bring it home. But if you're Empire, you would have loved to have won that round when you finally had man advantage at the end. But again, once the plant goes down, not much you could do. Aces, are you actually going to bring the Monty? I mean, totally believable considering he's brought pretty much everything else he wanted to, but now he's going to 6-pick it to Fuse again. All right, we'll see how that does. I mean, again, there was so many Goyo shields. Clearing those out along with the Jaeger ADSs with cluster charges is great. Just the only problem is you need control of piano to really do it. I suppose in theory you could go up rappel onto a console window, buck open the floor enough, and then like try and cluster charge into the window there and see if enough of them bounce down through both holes all the way down to the bottom, but that's unlikely to work. But that's like the least risky way to do it, I suppose. So we'll see how they end up trying to pull it off this time. Of course, Empire just need to hold as much as possible, burn time, but this really hasn't been a ton of 20-second meta. We've seen a lot of teams just kind of getting a lot of early picks on defenders, and not so much the stall game today, which is odd to me. Like, we are in that whole quote-unquote 20-second meta, as Kix likes to call it, yet stalls haven't always been the name of the game from what we've seen in these first 2 matches.
So, Goyo shields, again, Empire just used the same Goyo shield setup as they always do. There's usually like at least 2 at the front, or in this case, you can put in 3 if you want, just in front of the black car, the white van. There's a lot of ways to make Goyo immensely frustrating to play against in general, but specifically on this site downstairs in Garage. Ace is using one of his cluster charges.
I think it might have hit joystick a little bit as well.
Possibly, actually. Maybe he was rotating in. Some pressure from the west corridor is...
Oh, forces rotate.
You're just gonna stick in, and there's the drop. There's the mute jammers being destroyed. Hicks just can't seem to walk up that those 3 centimeters.
Ooh, here we
and
go.
Ace is preparing. We're gonna see it again. Is it gonna hit downstairs? Yes, it will. And nobody on the receiving end. You can time this for a push to maybe hit someone behind white van, but a bit too late there. No damage done to Team Empire, and for this round, potentially the tie at the end of this game, no one will be shot down with those.
Wow.
That utility.
Didn't even clear the mute jammers. I really like what he's trying to do, though. I think Fuse is underplayed. I think he's definitely cleared out a fair bit of utility, possibly some Goyo shields, which is very important to clear early on.
I think a lot of the floorboard and piano is open as well because of this.
Yeah. Save Rip some work.
Can we go up 1 level? Yeah.
The mute jammer's still in place. You hear him clicking, trying to detonate it. Finally goes off. Now they've got the walls open. So 1:20 left. Plenty of time to work with here. This is really good for Rogue. Empire need to buy themselves a lot more time. They didn't hold in bathroom hardly at all. They weren't able to stop the garage from being opened. Really, at this point, Rogue have all the advantage, except for the fact that Dan is sitting upstairs uncontested.
Shepard taking a lot of damage there from an impact sent the way from the Zofia. Corey's already in on site, and he's already dead. Katajeka got him. Aces is down as well. Scyther, good plays there with the Alda. You see the smoke around the corner. You're trying to shoot that canister, and Hicks is going to find Dan in the meantime off in the rotation through yellow stairs. He saves Rips for just a moment, but Hicks gets shot down by Joystick. A 4v2 now. Still advantage for Team Empire. Have utility aplenty here. Grenade left in the back pocket of Rips. Oh, so close to finding the Jaeger on the rotation. And they're just firing away, but there's no one to be found. Scyther with a 2k and leaving only one in. Scyther, the 3k on a Rips. And that's it. GG, well played. Rogue did not have to play hard at all for this one. And, you know, Empire still in the fight. 7-5, clawing this victory from the hands of Rogue means that Empire are still in the running for number 2 in UPL. But also, G2 are still in the running. They can still win their game.
Actually, I think technically, I'm not sure how it would shake down, but Fours might also be in the running as well, because they also have the tiebreaker against Empire. So for the same reason that G2 possibly would. I'm not entirely sure again, because I'm not sure how admins came to the decision of it because being G2
the mini league, like the mini league, is unsure for us because in the end,
a throughway mini league, it's like, how do you decide that, right?
Yeah, it ends up in being like, okay, maybe is it in the 1-to-1 mini league, all 3 of them? How is it tapered? That's all up to the admins to consider in the end, but that's something we come back to later, I guess. But yeah, that was a good comeback there from Team Empire. It seemed like they fixed some of their problems, but also the fact that Rogue didn't really have to play that hard. I mean, I get it. Fuse, you know, Crutch, all of that, but it's not always the best thing to bring, right?
Yep. Well, I think we
we got an
interview here with Joystick, possibly.
Yeah, let's go. Let's have a chat. Joystick, come on up.
Hello.
What's up, Daniel? How you doing?
Of course, fine, as always.
Where's your dad? Where is he here to celebrate with us?
I don't know. Right now, he's not here.
So he's not going to be jumping into the room at any point. Okay,
yeah,
fair
but
enough.
He's screaming in the other room. For sure. 100%.
Well, Joystick, congratulations today. Again, Team Empire, you guys are still in the running for number 2 in EU. It can happen. It just depends on what happens later on with the matchup with G2. There's, you know, some differentials to look at, rounds, etc. In the end, you came back in this matchup against Rogue. Let's be honest, Rogue didn't really have anything to lose in this game. Were you expecting something funny to come out from them?
Yeah, no, and of course we know that this match maybe not be serious, as always, because they are on the first place already, and they not lose anything, but they try some different stuff, like with the fuse, and it was really scary. In the last round, they are fusing us, and I don't know, my heart was beating so hard because I was like below this fuse, and I have half HP. Yeah, it was really scary, but I don't think for them it was really funny match. I think they play serious, so.
Do you think though?
We have no pressure because we don't lose anything too. So.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, do you think the fuse was a conscious pick? Like, do you think that he actually has space in PL? Because we pretty much never see the operator get played. Are there any alterations or the way that he is now that would make him, in your opinion, a Pro League viable operator?
Yeah, I think he's good because right now he have a really good damage and better than before. And I think, yes, it's pretty good right now.
All right. Well, that said, this is the last time we'll see you this season, Joystick, and it ended on a victory, which is always a good thing for any team. But is there anything you'd like to say to the Team Empire fans that supported you through these past 6 months that were definitely not as easy as anybody would have thought for the squad?
of course, as always, we love you all, guys. You are the best, and yeah, that's all. I don't know what to say anymore. We love you.
Right. Jag lubię bien, Joystick. It's tons of love, that's for sure. So again, thank you so much for your participation in this Pro League season. Joystick, good luck in a Russian Major League for yourself and Forz and all the other teams in there. If you guys are fans of Team Empire and you want to watch them play, Russian Major League is the place to go and keep up with them until we start up the future of Pro League. That'll be Season 12 or whatever it'll be called. We'll talk about that later. Joystick, thank you so much. Good night.
Thanks.
До свидания. Bye-bye.
Good night, you too.